Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Loosely Does It.
Yeah.
That's right, I'm your host Dave Loosely and welcome to the show that keeps you loosely up to date with all things magic. This week's show is based on a comment from last week's show. Somebody left this awesome comment underneath the video because we were talking about Instagram and Magic Feet says, like these Dave, now these are more or less the magician showing something he or she can do without the participation of an audience member. I'm doing a lot of Zoom sessions these days with family and friends and was wondering if you had suggestions for something interactive where you can involve them. Well, I have been doing some Zoom shows for family and friends as well, and there's a couple of things that I love to use on it. So I'm going to show you the first one now.
So I'm going to try a couple of little experiments with you. The first one is a bit bizarre. I've got a red envelope here inside this wallet, and I'll come back to it in just a second. But what I'd like you to do is make your mind just go clear for a second. All right. Now, lots of people have a favourite card, a lucky card. It's normally the first card they name. So if you were to name a card, it would be
Seven of Hearts.
Seven of Hearts, right? So that would be your lucky card. And you probably name that more times than you realise, okay?
Yeah.
So I don't want you to pick your lucky card. I want you to create a card that you didn't even think you were gonna pick today, right? That way there's no way I could know. So I want you to imagine for a second that I take a deck of cards and I split them. So I have all the number cards, that's Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're all here. And all the picture cards, jacks, queens and kings, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds are all here. I want you to reach up for me, and you're going to remove one now. Yeah. What did you go for?
King of Clubs.
The King of Clubs. Okay. There's no way I could know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look. Inside here, as I said, there was one envelope, and in that envelope, just so happens to be that card. Thank you. Good, isn't it?
Yeah, prove it. Go on.
Yeah.
You don't trust me. All right, okay. Look, I'll be as fair as I can be. I'll go in with one finger, so you know I'm not cheating. And I've got 52 cards hiding around. You named one card, which was the
King of Clubs.
King of Clubs.
Yeah.
And that just so happens to be a perfect.
Well done, man. Yeah, that's sweet.
You're mad. That's brilliant. Oh my God. How would you know that?
Well, thanks for naming it. Otherwise, you know, this would have been an awkward trick. So.
Yeah.
So that was ID by Steve Cook. Steve Cook is an incredible creator of magic and this works in the real world. It's one of my favourite things to do as an opener at a table, but also will translate through the camera. You get them involved, them thinking of a card, so it's a free choice to them. And inside your wallet is one envelope, in the envelope is that card. And it is as direct as that. And it makes a great opener on Zoom as well as being in real life. A few things about it. Super easy to use. You get everything you need inside the wallet, envelope, cards, and some other stuff as well, the magical stuff. But it just fits in your inside jacket pocket if you're working it in the real world, or you can really have it in view on the screen the whole time from the very beginning of your Zoom show or however you're presenting it online. So yeah, really great trick. Highly recommend that. It's called ID by Steve Cook and you can grab yours now at Alakazam Magic. So before I show you the second trick, which is awesome, I'm going to read out some of your comments. I always leave you guys a question to answer and you all get involved, so I really appreciate that. You leave the comments under the video. And last week's question was, if you were to perform two things on Instagram, what would they be? So loads of great feedback, and again, loads of you saying that you're enjoying the show, so I really appreciate that. Let's take a look at a couple of them. So Tom Roll says Quantum did well for me on Instagram. Cool visuals, quick, easy to perform. So check that out, it's called Quantum. Andy Tingley says, I use the Visualize Gaff deck on social media, works well. That is eye candy, that deck. Visualize, it's a whole deck. Well, it's got a few gaffs in it that just give you these sort of camera trick moments. So yeah, definitely take a look at that, that's great. A few more people saying enjoy. Chico da Costa says, thanks Dave, enjoying your videos here in Vegas. Hope everyone's safe out there as well. And Rich Reynolds, magician, I agree it's important as a professional magician to mainly perform tricks you can replicate in real life. Yeah, I found it a simple build change using a TT, got loads of views, probably because money captures people's attention. So yeah, it does. Yeah, anything visual changes from like paper to money, people are going to click on it. So that's awesome. Thank you again for your comments. And your question for next week is going to be related to Zoom. If you have done a Zoom show, what do you find works well for you? If you haven't, why haven't you? Get involved, you know, friends and families, it's not got to be a paid gig. Get involved, get onto Zoom, because it's a great way to start practicing magic. So leave the comments under the section below. If you've shown any magic over Zoom or Skype, what have you shown and what has worked well interacting with your friends and family? Leave that underneath in the comment section below, and I'll be reading out some of them next week. So enough of me talking, let's see the second trick that I have picked this week. Let's go back to Zoom, where I zoomed my parents, and take a look at trick number 2.
Let's try another one. This one's very different, okay? You know that I've been kind of fascinated with Rubik's Cube, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to test my memory. Now, if you were here in person, you would just pick one of these. I'm going to show you that they're all very different. What they are, they're from the Sao Paulo, Brazil Championships, the Rubik's Cube Championship. Now, believe it or not, these do exist every year. Kids and adults go and they compete how quick they can solve the cube. Some people solve it using their feet, all right? Some people solve it behind their back.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, no, it's true. You can research, you can YouTube it.
Yeah.
What I've been fascinated in is memory, all right? So using something that I've seen for a split second and then trying to memorize it and produce it back on the cube. Now, again, I've got about 30 that I've put to memory. It is really important you know that these are all very different. I could go through and show every single one, and I will as quick as I can, because I don't want to take up all the time, but they are very different. So you have a free choice and selection of card here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to give me a number. I think there's probably about 30 cards here. So you're going to give me a number between 1 and 30. I'll count down to it, and then I will show it to you. All right. Now I will then look at it for 4 seconds, try and take in as much of your card as possible, try and replicate it here on the cube. Okay. If I get one side, I'll be impressed myself. That's a personal record. If I get to do that, then I'll finish with a little magic trick. How's that sound?
Okay, yeah,
Right.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see all very different.
Yes.
And give us a number. Dad, you give me the number.
17.
17, yeah? So you can keep me fair with this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You've got 18 or 19, you had a different card. Are you happy with that number, or do you want to change?
Now that's great. Yeah, we'll go for that.
Yeah. Without trying to look, I'm going to bring this up to the screen so you can have a look and remember it.
Blimey.
Now, I'm not going to get you, sorry, don't remember it, because you can't put this to memory, but familiarise yourself with it, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm only going to have 4 seconds to look at it. So are you happy? You want to change the card, or are you happy?
Now go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen. These are ones you could have had. I'll put them in there. I'm going to look at it for 4 seconds, try and take in what I can. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Red, green. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm hoping that I've got one side here. So let me first off take a look at what you picked. So, okay, interesting. They're your 3 sides. Oh God.
Yeah.
You see this side here? It's got 3 greens, and then it's got 2 reds and a blue.
Yes. 3 greens.
I think that should be
Well, that's brilliant. Yeah.
the perfect match on that one. If you look at this one just here and I turn it, that should be 2 out of 2.
Oh my God, yeah, there's a white one in the corner.
Yep.
And then the top one here, that should be 3 out of 3.
No way.
What a clever musician.
Oh my God.
Right. Now, I'm going to impress myself there. That's 3 sides, right? Now, remember, you could have chosen a different one. It would have given us a different outcome. And I said if we complete it, which we have, I would finish by showing you a little trick. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to take the cube, and I could solve this in the boring way by mixing it, or I could just take it like this and wave it back and forth, and if I do that, you'll see that the cube solves.
Brilliant. Well done.
All the sides solved. Now I'm into solving cubes that I want to get better to solve like 5, 6 or 7 cubes in a row, but the way to practice that is to start with the cards. I'll show you what I mean. These are the other options you could have, but if I just tap the cube there, that's 1, that's 7, that's 29, all done, because now you'll see that one's completely solved, that one's completely solved, that one's completely solved. Every single one of these now is completely solved. Oh. There you have it. Sit down, no standing ovations, sit down.
So that's an effect called cue cards. Now, this is one of my go-to things. I work this in walk around, I work this at tables because it plays big around the table. And although it feels like, or looks like it's a card trick, it's far more than that, with that kicker ending as well and the visual change of the cube. Now, don't worry if you haven't done cube magic before, because Kev G teaches you everything you kind of need to know to do this routine. I would suggest if you can learn how to solve a cube, it just means that if you were to mess it up, you can solve that cube. But it doesn't matter because you can get cube solvers apps on your phone. So if you were to mess it up, you could just follow the app and it will solve it for you. But you don't need to know how to solve a cube to actually perform this trick, which is really great. All you need to supply is a cube yourself. You get all the teaching, the cards, and everything else all included in the pack. Yeah, it looks amazing on camera, it's interactive, but in real life as well, it works and is one of my working routines. I wanted to highlight this because it was really big at one point and I think it's dipped under the radar. And as I always say, people are getting into magic every day. So if you had this in the bottom drawer and forgotten about it, go and get it back out. If you haven't got it, you can grab yours now at Alakazam. So there we have it. That brings us towards the end of this week's show. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you're going to take a look at those effects as well over at the Alakazam site. They are surefire effects. You're going to absolutely love them, and if you've already got them, put them out in that bottom drawer, get working with them and bring a bit of life at them over Zoom. You know, we don't know how long we're going to be in this position for, so you might as well enjoy performing magic to your friends and family while we can, you know. The fact that we've got cameras to be able to do this is pretty awesome, so we might as well utilize it. So if you're enjoying these shows, please leave a comment underneath the video. I really appreciate that. I read every single comment and I reply to them as well. So yeah, answer the question I left earlier in the show, leave us a comment and like and subscribe to the videos. It really means a lot to us. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks on Loosely Does It.